Greetings, friends. I am OmnusI, your Game Master at Large, here for you once more in my lair. And again, I am answering another question posed by the RPG Brigade for RPG a Day, spreading our experiences and our love for tabletop role-playing games. Today's question on this, the 19th of August, is a relatively easy one for me. So the question is, what is the music that enhances your game? And, well, I have two answers to that, actually. It gets slightly more complicated. When I was starting out, we didn't have the internet. Certainly not in the state we have now. And I didn't have a computer that could get to the internet that was a collection of BBSs and swapped files and whatnot back in the day. So I relied on a CD player and a few choice CDs, maybe even a few burned CDs. But my CDs were, as much as I could, themed towards the emotions that I was going to try to extract. And since most of my games early on were themed around combat, it was mostly heavy metal and speed metal. You know, I liked the Metallica. If we wanted to get into something, you know, crushing, you know, Megadeth or, you know, Iron Maiden. Never got into, you know, like Slayer and things like that, but I had a relatively small library that I revolved around. For background music, I would turn the volume down and play some Jethro Tull. Just something about the flute and everything in the background. It's just a little bit more pastoral. But then you get to the hooks, the da-da-da-da-da-da, kind of broke up things a little bit. But yeah, it was what we had, honestly. I did get a few soundtracks with special effects sounds. It's always cumbersome. Very, very cumbersome to try to insert that into a game. Never had a great deal of success with it. And even today with soundboard software and such. And one of the acquisitions that I made, advantages of working in retail, sometimes you get some opportunities. They had one of those song sampler boxes with a speaker, and there's a CD player inside, and the front panel is a bunch of numbers, and you would hit it to match up with the music that they were selling. You could hear samples of it. Turns out that's just a CD player. You can put any CD in there and just use it as a CD player that you just touch the panel. So I was going to do that, and I have on occasion, but again, it's just a little cumbersome, so I don't use it that often anymore. But we have the internet now! Yay, the internet! All hail the internet. Thank you, Al Gore, for bringing us the internet. Anywho, so internet. Since the internet is a thing, number one, YouTube. All you have to do is hit gaming music, and there's a ton of it. It's useful for a variety of circumstances and situations. You can favorite links so that you can quickly bring up the exact track you want, and several people lovingly lay down looped tracks so that you never have to hit the repeat button. That's one thing. My personal choice, however, is a different site called Tabletop Audio. It is a fantastic site. It has ambient sounds, it has instrumental music with ambient sounds, and sometimes it just has instrumental music, but it is relatively little, you know, it's lyric free, which is useful. I find that lyrics tend to be a little bit more distracting as the players are kind of trying to hear what the words are in the song while they're paying attention to you. With ambient sound, that's not a problem. And they have a library which is ever growing. They keep adding new tracks onto it, hitting a wide variety of the things that we use for gaming. From a medieval tavern to a space station to New York during rush hour. You can find these tracks and you can set up playlists, and you can, you know, on the fly change between different ones so that you have different sound. I have a very nice little Portable speaker, Bluetooth. Philips Shockbox Mini. It has amazing sound for its size. It's got a battery that doesn't quit. It can survive being dropped or even rained on. And highly recommend it. I got mine on a steal of a deal, but if you can find these, retail price was around $45, and they are worth it. It's a wonderful portable speaker. So if you go to a con or something, you can link it up to your phone through Bluetooth and play out anything you've got stored or anything that you choose to stream. And since a lot of convention halls or favorite local game stores might have Wi-Fi, you're golden. So, Tabletop Audio, cannot recommend them enough. They do great work. They deserve to be patronized. I really have to start giving them some money as soon as I get some. A little bit ahead. I'll certainly. That's one of the things they are a really good hookup for that. They're great at layering different music together to make a nice, tight web with different sound effects, sometimes that are surprisingly just perfect for what you're doing. And they have probably well over 100 tracks by now, so it's a pretty good chance you'll find whatever you're looking for, from spooky music for a crypt or a dungeon delve to grinding industrial sounds. They have it. That's my recommendation, what I'm currently using. The other thing I'm also thinking about using too is using Facebook, or sorry, not Facebook. Well, occasionally Facebook, but mostly YouTube. And what I was thinking about doing, and I'm not quite there yet, but I'm close, is doing where I record things and save to YouTube so that I can play back things, or like phone call messages or something, so I can play back things that I don't have to be present for. I had this thing about a running gag in a Shadowrun game where I would do commercials that they would go. Kind of the overriding theme and comedy point in RoboCop. Everybody was watching the same program. It was this dorky-looking guy with the women around him, and he was going, "I'd buy that for $1." Well, doing something like that, but funnier. So those are my audio tips and what I've been doing. Maybe you can find some use for them. If you do, I recommend supporting the guys at Tabletop Audio. I love their work. What can I say? They put a lot of time and effort into making great quality music for us. YouTube is also good. There's a lot of great artists out there who put out to YouTube, and some of those loop tracks can be really useful too. So, I'm OmnusI here once more in my lair, thanking you for joining me and hoping that you have many, many safe and profitable adventures yourself. All to a great soundtrack. Thank you, and farewell.